Hi guys, welcome back to Grace Gowdy Pilates. I'm going to take you through a reformer session. All you'll need is your ball, and I'm starting with 2 red springs on. Make sure that your headrest is nice and flat. You're going to lie all the way down onto your back. Your heels are coming onto the foot bar, your feet are hip width distance apart, and I want you to place the ball in between your knees. Your arms are down by your side. Make sure that your tailbone's anchored and you've got a little gap between the small of your back and the carriage. Find width across your shoulders. You're going to take a nice deep inhale breath here. As you exhale, I want you to squeeze into the ball. Then you're going to inhale through the nose, release the squeeze of the ball. And then exhale, squeeze into that ball again. So just continue coordinating your breath with the movement. And then exhale, squeezing into that ball. So you're starting to wake up through your inner thighs. Your lower abdominals are switching on as you squeeze into that ball, finding that deeper connection. Your heels are on hip width distance apart. Your torso is remaining nice and still. It's just your inner thighs are starting to squeeze and wrap around that ball. And then inhale to release. The next time that you squeeze into the ball, I want you to hold the squeeze. This time you're going to inhale, keep the squeeze on the ball. You're going to exhale, start to imprint the small of your back into the carriage. Inhale to release back to neutral spine, keep the squeeze on the ball. Exhaling, imprinting. Inhale to release. Exhale. Just continue with that movement, that little tuck of the pelvis. Keep the squeeze on the ball. Waking up through the lower abdominals and the lower back. The next time that you imprint the small of your back into the carriage, I want you to start to peel your tailbone off the carriage, lift the hips up. Squeeze a little deeper into that ball, and then roll yourself down 1 vertebrae at a time. Once your tailbone anchors, release the squeeze on the ball. Exhale, squeeze halfway. Peel the tailbone off, lift the hips up all the way. Squeeze a little deeper into that ball, keep that connection as you roll yourself down 1 vertebrae at a time. Really articulating through your spine. Release, squeeze the ball halfway, peel the tailbone off, lift up. Squeeze a little deeper, and then roll yourself down. Feeling the hamstrings fire up. When you lift up all the way, I want you to think about drawing your bottom towards your heels so that the carriage doesn't move away from you. So you're keeping the carriage all the way in at the stopper. Squeeze deeper, roll yourself down. One last one. Peel the tailbone off. Squeeze a little more. Roll yourself down. I want you to peel your tailbone off again. You're going to lift the hips all the way up. Keeping the hips high, you're going to squeeze and release that ball for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5 to go, 4, 3, 2, 1. Maintain the squeeze. Just press that halfway from the foot bar and then draw it back in. Press away and then draw it back in. Use your hamstrings. Use your glutes. Draw the carriage halfway out but all the way back in. Good. Go for 4. Keep nice and soft through the wrists for 3. Good. You've got 2. And your last one here. And then roll yourself all the way back and down. Nice, you're gonna peel up from there. If you want to, you can add on a yellow spring, so you've got 2 reds and a yellow, or you can add on a blue spring, so you've got 2 reds and 1 blue. So I'm adding on another spring just to make it a little harder. I want you to lie onto your right side so you're facing towards a wall, or whichever way you're facing. And you're going to lie all the way onto your right side, bring your bottom towards the back of the carriage and place your left foot flat on the foot bar, and your right leg's going to be bent on the carriage. You're going to use that ball as a bit of support for your head. Your left hand can come onto your hip, but I want you to lift up and out of your bottom waist. Relaxing through the shoulders, inhale, take a deep belly breath. As you exhale, I want you to press all the way out using your left leg. Inhale, bend the left knee, draw the carriage back in. Exhale, pressing away from that foot bar. Inhaling to bend. So single leg work, you want your left knee in line with your left second toe. You want to keep lifting up and out of your bottom waist. You're going to start to feel your left glute activate and your quads as well on the left side. Using your breath. Stick the bottom out, so you've got a long line from the crown of your head through to your tailbone. On this next one, can you come down halfway and just hold the carriage still? Little tiny pulses up and down through the left leg, feeling the weight through the left heel more so than the ball of the foot. That way you're going to work your glute a little bit more. Little pulses, feeling it through your quad as well. Keep using your breath, go for 6. Last 2. And 1, press out all the way. Bend your left knee, draw the carriage in. Can you now just swivel on your heel, keeping your hips stacked? I want you to point your toe and knee up to the ceiling, and I want you to shine your inner thigh forwards. Keeping that external rotation, you're going to press out through the left heel, and then inhale, draw the carriage back in. Exhale, pressing away. Inhaling, drawing all the way in. Keep using your breath. Inhaling and then exhale, lengthening. Keep lifting up and out of the bottom waist. Feeling that glute working, making sure the hips are stacked. On the next one, you're going to come down halfway and little pulses up and down. Little pulses, keeping that connection with that left glute. Keep wrapping that hip around to the back so you're opening up through the front of the hip, shining your inner thigh forward. Keep using your breath. Last 5. Last 1, press that all the way and then draw all the way back in. This is your last little bit of footwork on the left leg. You're going to place your toe where your heel just was, and then I want you to draw your knee down towards the floor. If this doesn't feel good for your knee, just keep the knee parallel. Otherwise, point it down, your heel's lifted, and I want you to just press out halfway and then draw the carriage in. Press out halfway and draw the carriage in. You should be feeling that left glute working. A little bit of VMO work as well, so the muscle around your knee, you should be feeling that working. Maybe up through your inner thigh, your left glute. Keep sticking your bottom out behind you. Little pulses. out and in, out and in. Keeping the left heel lifted. Your last 6. Two more. Last one. Press that all the way. Well done. Draw the carriage in. Relax the leg down. If you need to tap out your glute, you can. And then we're going to repeat it all on the other side. So rolling onto your back. Send your bottom all the way to the back of the carriage. Use the ball as your headrest. You're going to place your foot nice and flat on the foot bar. Lift up and out of your bottom waist. Your right hand's coming onto your hip. When you're ready, you're just pressing out, lengthening your leg all the way, and then inhaling to bend. Exhale, press out. Inhale to bend. Keep using your breath. Stick the bottom out. You've got that little gap. On the next one, you're going to come down halfway and little tiny pulses up and down. Little pulses. Good. Feeling that glute working. It's really good for stabilizing muscles, strengthening all those muscles in the glute, the quad. Keep using your breath. Last 5. Last 1. Press that all the way. Draw the carriage all the way in. Keep the heel attached, point the knee and toes up to the ceiling. Inhale, keeping the hips nice and stacked. You're going to exhale, press out through the right heel, lengthen the leg. Inhale to bend. Exhale, pressing away. Inhale to bend here. Keep shining your inner thigh forward. Keep your knee and toes reaching up towards the ceiling. On this next one, you're going to come down halfway. Little pulses up and down through the right leg. Little pulses. Using your breath. Inhaling and then exhaling. Nice work. Go for your last 5. Last 1. Press that all the way. Draw the carriage in. You're now going to place your toes where your heel just was. Draw the knee down towards the floor. And you're just going to press out halfway and draw the carriage in. Press out halfway and draw the carriage in. You should now feel this through this part of your glute. Using your breath and kind of underneath as well. If it doesn't feel good for your knee pointing down towards the ground, you can have the knee tracking forward. Keep sticking your bottom out. Keep that tension on the spring. Use your breath. Heels lifted. Go for your last 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press that all the way. Draw the carriage all the way in. You can roll into your back. Give yourself a proper glute stretch so you can bring your right ankle over your left knee. Stretch out that glute. Get that release. And then you can swap to the other side when you're ready. Once you feel like you've stretched out both sides evenly, you're going to curl yourself up. I want you to bring the ball with you. And I'm going to give you an option. If you want to work your abs a little more, have one yellow spring on. So that's a quarter of a spring. If you want to have a little bit more support, have one blue spring, which is a half a spring. I then want you to bring your bottom to the edge of the carriage. And you're going to place the ball in between your knees. And I want you to lie all the way down. Your toes are coming back onto the foot bar, your heels are lifted, and I want you to shuffle yourself away from your shoulder rest here, so you've got a little gap. Your arms are going to reach up to the ceiling, your shoulders are plugging down into the carriage. Inhale, take a deep belly breath. As you exhale, you're going to press into both feet. I want you to curl yourself all the way up. And then slowly bend your knees. Oops, I've forgotten to take another spring off. Take that off. And then roll yourself down. So just make sure you've got one spring on, either a yellow or a blue. Inhale, take a deep belly breath. Let's try this again. As you exhale, press into both feet. You're going to curl yourself all the way up. Inhale up here. Exhale, rolling yourself down nice and controlled. And again, exhale, pressing into your feet, lifting up. And then exhale. Sometimes it takes a few because you might feel like you're going to fall off the edge of the carriage. And then rolling yourself back and down. But I'm quite tall, I'm 5'10", well that's 178 centimeters. And if I can fit, usually most people can fit as well. Let's go for 3 more like this. Pressing evenly through both feet, lifting up, and then rolling all the way down. You've got 2. Last one, we're going to meet up in that position. I want you to grab hold of your ball. You're then going to place that quite low, tuck it into your back. If this ever gets too intense, bring the ball up a little bit high into your mid-back. Your arms are going to be reaching out long. I want you to sit yourself back into that ball. You're going to feel that lower abdominal connection. From here, all you're going to do is bend your knees and then extend. Inhale to bend. Exhaling, extending out nice and long through the legs. Belly buttons drawing down. Using your breath. If you're comfortable here, keep the arms reaching long. Otherwise, if you'd like to make it a little more challenging, place your hands behind the head. Continue with this movement. It makes it quite a lot harder. Keep drawing your belly button down. I'm going to bring my arms back out. Otherwise it feels really intense on the abs. But basically you don't want to feel any pressure through your back. You want to feel it all through the front. From here you're going to add a little lift. So the next time that you bend your knees, I want you to curl yourself that little bit higher and then extend the legs, lower yourself back. Bend your knees, curl up a little bit higher, extend yourself back. So it's a tiny little movement. It's not big, but you should feel it through your lower abdominals. You might even feel your upper abdominals working. Inhale, lower back. Exhale. And then inhale here. Go for 5. Remember, you've got the options for the hands behind the head for 4. Last 3. For 2. Last one here. Well done. Bend the knees, draw the carriage all the way in. And I want you to take yourself out of that little position. You're going to keep the blue spring on, take the ball out and place it onto the floor. You're going to come into a high kneeling position now. Your knees are at the edge of the carriage, and I want you to place your left hand onto the foot bar. Your right arm's down by your side, or if you've had a yellow spring on, change to a blue spring. But keep the blue spring on if you had it on. I want you to keep your hand around the foot bar. You're going to press away. You're almost coming into this little side position. Your top knee, which might be your right knee, which is mine, is going to peel off. And then I want you to draw yourself back in. So I want you to start to think about that connection through your bottom waist facing down towards the floor. So your left armpit, your left side waist, your shoulders are down, you're lifting up and out of that arm. Your right knee is peeling off, you're starting to feel that waist working again. And then coming back in. If you would like, you can start to add in your right arm. So when you press out, reach your right arm out, and then come back through center. Reach out, and then back through center. Now, if you feel comfortable here, you can add in your right leg. So when you press out, take the right knee off, come back through center. Exhaling. Inhale here. Go for 3 more. Final one. We're going to progress it now. So I want you to lower yourself down. You're going to bring your bottom on the carriage, your right foot's in front, your left foot's behind. Bring your left hand down onto the platform and your right hand's onto the carriage. You're going to press into your hands and feet, extend the legs out long, bring your right hand to the platform now, or you can have it onto the foot bar if that feels better for you. We're just going to hold it here. If it feels better, you can reach your right arm up to the ceiling. Use your breath, keep lifting up and out of your bottom waist. 10 seconds. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hand finds the foot bar. You can bend the knees. Draw the carriage back in. Well done, that was a little challenge. We're going to swap to the other side. You're going to place your knees up to the edge of the carriage. Right hand's on the foot bar, left hand's by your side. Press away. Find that length. Peel the left knee off. Come back through center. Press away. And then come back through center. Use your breath. Exhale. And then inhale here. Feeling the obliques switching on. If you'd like to progress it, you're going to add in the left arm this time. Press away and reach up with the left arm. And then come back. Press away, reach up. And then come back. Well done, guys. Working the shoulder, working the bottom waist. Feeling that knee off. Now we can add in the top leg. So press away, lift up the top leg. Close the arm, close the leg. Lift up, open, close the arm, close the leg. Just go for 2 more. And for 1. Nice. We're going to progress this into the challenge. So you're going to lower your bottom down. Place your left foot forward, right leg behind. Have your right hand onto the platform. If you want to, your left hand can be on the carriage. When you're ready, you're going to lift up, extend the legs out long. You can have the left hand on the carriage if you'd like, on the platform or the foot bar, or you can reach it up to the ceiling. You're just going to hold it here. Keep lifting up and out of that bottom waist. We've got 10 seconds here for 9, 8, 7, 6, 5 to go, 4, 3, 2, 1. Draw the carriage in. Find a child's pose position. Reach your arms over the foot bar. You're going to roll out your wrists in one direction and then roll them out in the other direction. So from here, you're going to change over to one red spring and take that blue off. And I want you to come into a high kneeling position, facing towards the back of the room, or the back of the reformer. You're then going to grab hold of your short loops. You're going to bring your hands by your hips. I want you to start and finish by your side. As you exhale, you're going to pull your hands back further behind you and then draw your hands back in line with your hips. You're pulling back and then drawing in line. Keep lifting up nice and tall through the crown of your head. Squeezing through the glutes, just a slight squeeze. Belly buttons drawing to your spine. Your wrists should be nice and straight. You don't want to be bending your wrists or pulling back like that. You want to keep your wrists straight, your fingertips are reaching down towards the ground. Starting to wake up through your triceps. We're going to add on to this. Can you now sweep your arms further than your hips and then pull your arms all the way back? Sweep them further forward, sweep them all the way back. Keep your gaze forward. Feel the shoulder blades drawing in together. Arms are straight, belly buttons drawing to your spine. You're going to add on to this one. This is your last little addition. You're going to lower your bottom towards your heels. Exhale, sweep your hands by your side. Keeping your arms still, keeping the carriage still. Can you then pick your bottom off of your heels, lift up. Float your arms forward. Lower the bottom down. Exhale, sweep the arms back. Hold it here without letting the carriage move. Lift up. Float the arms forward. Lower the butt down. Lift. Float the arms forward. Lower the bottom down. You should start to feel your triceps engaging as you lift the hips up. Go for 3 more. For 2. One more like this. Lower the bottom all the way down. Place the long whips onto your shoulder pins. Find a child's pose position here. But I want you to bring your knees together and your toes together. Find that little bit of length through the spine and take a deep belly breath. Can you now begin to tuck your toes? So you're in this position, your arms are still reaching around the frame of the reformer. I want you to press into your feet, press into your hands. You're going to find a plank position. Keep lifting up and out of your shoulders. Feel like you're pulling apart the reformer with your hands. Belly buttons drawing to your spine. From here, can you begin to lower the knees down onto the carriage and then extend the legs long? So bending the knees, little tap, exhale, extend. go for 4. Little touch for 3, 2, last one here. Lower the knees down. Find a child's pose position. You can separate your knees now. Keeping your hands wrapped around the reformer. You're going to press into your hands, lift up through the crown of your head, and then lower yourself down. Keep the bottom attached to your heels. Inhale, lifting up, pulling the carriage up to the hands. Exhaling, lowering down. One more. Roll yourself up. Keeping the red spring, you're just going to turn around. You're going to face towards your foot bar. Have your left toe or toes in line with the part of the foot bar that's sticking out. Your hands are coming around the foot bar. Place your right foot up against your shoulder rest. And I just want you to send the carriage away. Get a nice hip flexor stretch. And then draw the carriage in. Send it away. Get that stretch and release. And then draw the carriage in. So just opening up through the front of the hips. Now this time, keeping the knee on the carriage, just extend your left leg. So it's like a little hamstring stretch. You can peel the toes off of the floor. Try and keep a nice flat back. Last one. Now you can scoot over to the other side. Bring your right toes onto the floor, left foot's up against the shoulder rest. Keep the knee down, just send the carriage away. Get that nice big stretch through the front of the hip. Ready, you can keep the leg back, just press through the right leg, get that hamstring stretch and release, and then draw the carriage in. Get that release. Feels nice to stretch through the front of the leg. All the way up the reformer. You guys are all done today. Thank you so much for joining, and I'll see you again next time. Bye guys.